Hello, friends. Hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I am so excited to bring this week, October 7th through 13th, with you in my planner. I'm so stinking close to making it through 2024. I can taste it. Anyway, I'm bulk filming today, so I do apologize if my throat sounds a little throaty. This is the second one, well, kind of, that I've done today. Second voiceover that I've done today. It is Easter, so April 18th. So I am 6 months behind, but again, I am aiming to catch up, as I always say. Anyway, I didn't realize that these pages had bean stickers on them, so I just added them to bean cards. I haven't actually used any of them. Next time I make a Coffee Monsterz co-order, I will, but I haven't needed to in a while, and I don't really anticipate anything. I don't know. I will say the subscription service looked mighty appealing last time I looked. I don't know. Anyway, I remember getting this kit and being so excited for it. And I just kind of thought a sunrise to sunset kit was kind of the perfect week in October between like the autumn kits and then the Halloween kits. I didn't want to go straight into Halloween because it's the beginning of October. Where I am in southwestern Ontario, it's pretty mild into the beginning of October as well. So, I just, I felt like this was a good anytime kit and sort of like winding into the sunset of the year, which is October, November, and obviously December is nighttime if we are going to make the analogy of a year as a day. I hear myself when I talk. Don't worry, you don't have to let me know. Anyway, this was really fun. I decided to do a scatter. I did go back and forth. So my last week was a scatter too, but there was something about the kits laid out as it was that I sort of wanted to make it like a peak in the day. So it isn't even a scatter. It's like, okay, we're waking up. And that's the start of my week in the sidebar. And then I'm having coffee at home. And then I'm starting my day. So Tuesday's higher up. At the peak is Wednesday. We're up in the clouds. We hit hump day. This is not an accurate representation for how my week went emotionally, I would like to say. And then on Thursday, we start angling down. And I do have them staggered down. To Sunday where it's right flush with the bottom. I don't know. You can see it on screen right now. I really like how it turned out. Not a scatter like I did the last week, which is September 30th through October 6th. That will be the last video on this channel. That is a true scatter, and you should also go check out that video. I'll link it. Anyway, I just had so much fun planning this. I just used the headers that came with the kit. I kind of messed up. I messed up the colors, but it doesn't matter. I didn't mean to color block on the days. I just did. But like it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm not panicked. I'm definitely panicked, but it looks fine. So that's fine with me. This part takes just a little bit of time for me to do. And I did, unfortunately, just go straight into my day by day. I didn't stop my video, so I can't extra speed laying down the base of the kit, which really annoys me because that was a silly decision on my part. But excuse me, sorry. Have the hiccups again. Doing a lot of talking today. I think, well, I don't know. No, I'm definitely going to get this one uploaded. I'm kind of like anxious to get it uploaded. And then I don't know. I've got 2 weeks left in December to pull for, and I can't decide if I want to film more or if I just want to upload. It'll probably end up being some combination of that because I filmed an awful lot today. But I just rediscovered my love for the Great British Baking Show, so I am watching that while I'm doing this, and it's really fun. I feel calm and that's sort of what I needed, especially when I was doing this week. So what I'm doing here is I'm just laying down the 2 habit trackers, and then what I'm currently reading, which wasn't really an accurate representation of what I was currently reading. I was currently reading The Crimson Moth, but I finished that on Tuesday. Then I am reading Belladonna, but I wasn't loving it, so I picked up the new Patricia Cornwell book. I think it's called Identity Unknown. And I also burned through that fairly quickly. And then I put in my meals. Not a great week for eating, but it was Thanksgiving. I totally forgot about that. And then I closed out my sidebar with the little moon washi. Aside from the lack of headers, which is my own, like, the date covers, this kit is so nice. It really has me back on the Coffee Monsterz Co. kit bandwagon. I really am enjoying it. Like, it was just a delight to plan with. And then I had so many things that I needed in my day from the Coffee Monsterz Co. from the kit already. It was perfect. Helen has designed a really, really, really nice kit. It made me really happy. I'm very glad. And I don't really have a ton left over. If I'm looking at, like, the 4 sheets that came with it, my page of full box is entirely used up. My page of, like, headers, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, an update planner, and an UGG, which is fine. The other one, I have some trackers, like a little speech icon, and then a pencil and a planner. And the next page, I just have a check mark and a happy moment, and then some, like, emoji head checklist. So I don't use those, but otherwise, like, I really do not have a lot left over, and that is kind of nice, I will say. So I'm just going to pull all of those, like, little icons and boxes and put them into my leftovers, and then I will be throwing out those sheets, which makes me so happy because there's not a lot to transfer over, as opposed to some kits I use. There is a lot to transfer over, and then it's less fun. Wow, I am rambling. Let's get into this week. I started by working in office on Monday, and I just used a little Post-it note to mark that. I had an awful headache. I called it a headache. It was akin to a migraine. I was violently ill. And I don't recall having done this before. I left work. I went home. I don't recall having done that before. And then I got home and I got into bed and I genuinely slept for 3.5 hours. So done. And I marked that with a paper and milk maru. Then I got up and I was like, oh, I have to be productive because, you know, live in a capitalist society and I'm a woman. So I tie my worth to my productivity. And so I did laundry and I used a Fox and Cactus icon for that. And then I did get some fresh air and I walked to pick up my big kid from school. That was really nice. On Tuesday, I just put sick again with a little squish crying up top. And then I put rest day in there. And I literally spent my entire day finishing the Crimson Moth. I used a Fox and Cactus little fox. And then another one of those paper and milk marus to note that I napped. And I napped on and off all day. Then on Wednesday, I used another squish with, like, dying face to say burnt out. Day off. I was burnt out. And I acknowledged it on this day. My husband was really nice and he came and chatted with me for a little while. Then we walked to the store, like, very slow, low-key stuff. I do not know. I think I forgot that I had what's it called? Boxes to use in the kits. So I just, excuse me, I was wondering when that was going to happen. Like clockwork, every single video I do, but we ended up walking to the store, and then I used a paper and milk maru just to note that I caramelized onions for some meals for the week on this day. I love cooking. I don't find it stressful, so when I am super burnt out, I definitely end up cooking a lot. Then I used another paper and milk maru to note that I had a 2.5 hour nap again on this day. Clearly, like, my body was just in recovery mode. And then that evening, I went for a brow wax and a pedicure. And then my in-laws came over to watch the boys so that I could go do that. My husband went to work, his new shift. And then that night I watched the season opener for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sadly, I am a Leafs fan. The playoffs are going to start on Sunday, which is the 20th of April. I'm terrified because we lose in the first round. It's kind of our gimmick. So there you have it. Going into Thursday, I just used one of the laptops to note that I was back to work. And then it says down days. It was a little icon in the kit, and I just said not emotionally doing well in my head. And then I used the productive and crying work girl from Fox and Cactus, and she matches perfectly to the kit. Just to note that maybe I had taken on too many projects at work. I did go for a walk at lunchtime, and then I came home that evening to Happy Mail from Simply Gilded. Love it. My cat cut his ear, but it was fine. It turned out to be he scratched himself, and then his nail was too sharp and he cut himself. Put a little polysporin on it, cleared up right away. Then I played with the boys that evening, and then I used a Stick with the Plan Co. Big Feeling Zone to note that it was a nightmare bedtime. My kids were just adjusting to my husband's new schedule at this point. We had a couple of weeks of really, really bad bedtimes, and then I started getting easier. And then that leads me into the final thing of the day, where my big kid have a really, really, really massive tantrum. He does not cope with change very well, and when he is out of his routine, such as a new shift at work, it's really hard for him. So he was fine. He is fine, but for the first little bit, he struggled, and that's okay. We worked together through it. Friday, I just used, again, the little paper Post-it to note that I worked from home. And then I use this box because the moon is like staring at the girl with the Amazon order. Like, what did you get? Just to note that I had an Amazon order arrive. I couldn't tell you what was in it. It was sad ordering. And then I filmed and edited and uploaded a video. Also couldn't tell you which one that was. I just know that I did it on this day. And that film script and the slate is from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. That evening, I pulled some stickers. So there was a planner with some stickers, and I marked that in a half box just because I spent a long time doing it. I messed up here. I seem to be missing my laundry machine icon because I did do laundry on this day, but I also went for a lunchtime walk. So I don't know where the laundry one went. I only noticed it once I was like filling in my planner. And by then, it was too late. So I did that. And then that evening, I just used a leftover Prairie Planner sticker to note that I wrapped a birthday present for my father-in-law. On Saturday, I used another Coffee Monsterz Co. emoji just to note that it was such an early morning. And my kid is actually in 6 months, cycled through to sleeping through till 6:30, 6:45 in the morning, and he is back to 5 a.m. wake-ups. This was earlier than 5 a.m. though. Then when it opened, we went to Walmart to do groceries for the week, and then I used another half box just to note that we went to Sleep Country and we got a new mattress for my little guy, and it was a difference maker. He started sleeping through the night so much better. So even if I was getting up in the morning, we were having full nights of sleep, like 8 hours through, 10 hours through for him, 8 hours through for me. It made a difference. The bedding is from a shop that's no longer open. Then I prepared food for Thanksgiving, and my kid and a friend from the street went on a bike ride together. I ordered in dinner that evening, and then it was another nightmare bedtime, and that was from Stick with the Plan Co. On Sunday, I used another half box just to note that I was cooking all day for Thanksgiving. I enjoy it. I love it. It was fun to do. And then I just didn't have a ton to mark on the day. Just used that last washi strip divider. My husband took kids to soft play. Unfortunately, it was only open for like 3 months, and then they shut down. Devastated. The kids, my husband, myself, it was perfect. They were open at like 8:30 to 9 in the morning. Like perfect. Unfortunately, the location was just not tenable, which is just so inconvenient because it was the only one in our area open in the morning. Oh, devastated. But Stick with the Plan Co. has a sticker for soft play. We love it. My in-laws came over at about 2:30 to celebrate Thanksgiving, and then I just used a Fox and Pip icon to note that I had made Thanksgiving dinner. I never get to use her, so I'm so glad that I did. And then I just used the little yay emoji head from the kit to note that I had a no-spend day. And that was my entire week. I really, really, really enjoyed this plan with me. I had so much fun doing it. I love this kit. I really hope that you enjoyed it too, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Toodles!